Mini skirt on, dip my body in glitter. Platform sneakers, all the boys want a picture. Two foreign cars, I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with ya. Mini skirt on, dip my body.
Hello. You are now tuned in to the A Little Bit A Lot podcast. I'm your host, Kristen, and welcome back to another episode. Guys, the time has come. The time has come. Our beloved girl group, the saviors of the music industry, FLO, have released their debut album. Guys, I have been looking forward to this for the longest time. If you listen to my podcast, then you already know that I am a big FLO fan. On my YouTube channel, A Little Bit A Lot podcast, I've done a reaction to one of their singles that they released that was leading up to this album for Check. Oh my God, that song is incredible. Music video was incredible. So if you haven't watched that, make sure you go check that reaction out as well. So I figured since we finally have our debut album, it's been long awaited. You already know that I had to talk about it. Words can't describe how incredibly proud I am of them for putting the time and the effort and dedication into this body of work. It truly feels like they were very intentional with making this a cohesive album. You know, they wanted this to feel like an album. I feel like some people in the music industry, they have certain songs that they just like randomly do. They put it all together, then they call it an album. I don't really think that that was the case with this. You know, they were very intentional with every song, making sure that everything just meshed together really well. And shout out to MNEK. I think he was the producer for this album as well. He is incredible. His vocals are amazing. And what he's done to help mentor these girls and shape them into the vision that they want for themselves is just incredible. Like, wow. So let's get right into it. But before we do that, if you're new here and you're watching on YouTube, make sure you give this video a like, comment down below to let me know what you think about FLO and this album and your thoughts and your feelings about it and them as a group. And make sure you subscribe. Your girl's on her way to her first 700 subscribers. So thank you so much to everybody that has subscribed. Turn those post notifications on so you're staying up to date with each new episode. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, thank you. I see you. I appreciate you. Make sure you rate the show 5 stars and leave a review to let me know what you think about the show. And also, if you're listening on Spotify and Apple as well, there's a follow button on each page. I'm sure that you can click to follow and stay up to date with every new episode as well. So thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. So let's get into FLO. I figured that for those who are new to the group, or those who aren't new but like don't really know like their history and their beginnings, I just wanted to do kind of like a brief overview talking about the group and their origin story. So I did a little research just because like I knew most of the facts since I've been a fan since the very beginning, but I'm like, let me just make sure that I like put in all of their accolades in here. And the group is combined of 3 members named Georgia, Renee, and Stella, and they formed their group in 2019. They released their first song, Cardboard Box, which is a banger, in March of 2022. So that's really interesting to me that they took 2 years to do like artist development, and it really shows because once they came out with that first hit, like it's been up and it's stuck since then. MNEK worked with them on that song as well, I believe, and it is a banger. The very first time I heard it, I'm like, who are these girls? I'm obsessed. Because if you guys don't know, like, I'm just a fangirl through and through. Loved Fifth Harmony, loved Boys World. Like, every single time that there's a chance for me to stan a girl group, like, I'm gonna try to stan them. But it's just something about FLO that felt so different, so fresh, but at the same time so nostalgic, you know? And you could just tell from the jump that they were very serious about their craft. After they released that first debut single in 2022, it immediately like took off. It was viral. It got a lot of high praise from critics and also like other artists like SZA, Victoria Monet. They really enjoyed the song. And then that was in March. And then in July of that same year, they released their debut EP called The Lead. And then that October, they made their first television debut on Jimmy Kimmel, which was iconic. And they were named the Vivo Discover Artist to Watch in 2023. And they also won the Brit Rising Star the same year. And in 2023, they also worked with the iconic Missy Elliott on their song Fly Girl, which, oh my God, that song is also incredible. If you don't get it by now, all of their songs are incredible. And they went on their first sold out tour in North America and Europe, which I went to. I went to the Chicago stop in 2023, and oh my God, like, it was amazing. I had such a good time. The Flolifers, which is the name of their fandom, are so incredible. Like, everyone was just so kind, so sweet. The energy was there. Okay, the fans don't play. And then after they went on their first sold out tour, they released a second EP called Three of Us, which was kind of just like a, here, we're going to give y'all a little something, something while you wait for the album, which was a cute little moment. Love that second EP. And here's a little bit of their accolades, okay? My girls have 3 BET Award nominations. They have an MTV VMA nomination, 3 Soul Train Award nominations, and they made it on the 2023 Rolling Stones Artist of the Future list in March. And the same month in 2023, they were Billboard's R&B Hip Hop Rookie of the Month. And then this year, they also just finished touring as an opening act for Kehlani on her Crash World Tour. And now in 2024 of November, we finally have their debut album. So the fact that they've accomplished all of that before the debut album is crazy. I mean, geez Louise, Rolling Stone, Billboard. I think they also mentioned that they were like on the Forbes 30 under 30 like watch list or something like that. So clearly they are coming out the gate, not playing with y'all, all before debut album. Like, that is legendary. Seriously. So now that we have the album, I just feel like the aesthetic and the visuals that were leading up to the album are just so iconic. I love that they went with like the red when it comes to the vibe of it. It just goes so well. And like the red outfits that they have, Stella with the bust down, middle parted, slick back moment, like everything about the visuals and the aesthetic and the vibe of the album when they first started rolling out the pictures, I was really, really happy with. And I really love the title of the album as well. For it to be Access All Areas, it just truly feels like they are giving us access to all areas. They're talking about so many different things on this album, from betrayal, heartbreak, but also like the feeling of falling in love. They're talking about like their feelings in the music industry towards the end of the album. There is just such a variety, and I feel like there's a song on here for everyone, you know? Like, and I don't just say that because I'm a fan, but I truly feel like this is a versatile album for sure. So I'm gonna just talk about my feelings on each songs. With the original album that they released, it is 16 songs, but then they also released a deluxe version 3 days later, which has like a couple of songs with features on it as well. So I'm not going to talk about those, but they're iconic. So make sure you guys go listen to them after this episode. But yeah, so we're going to start off with the intro. I honestly feel like the intro on this album is truly an intro. You know what I mean? Like, if you were to look up the definition of an intro on an album and what it should be, this song should be it. Like, they first of all have Cynthia, who's like going to be in Wicked, like doing a voiceover in the beginning of the album, being like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FLO. Like, my girls found each other, they turned up, and now they're giving cunt. Basically, you know what I mean? That's basically what she's saying. She's on the track spitting that talk and getting us ready, and it's like, okay, here you go, FLO, come in, literally giving vocals down, giving harmonies down. And it's just like, y'all don't do intros like this no more. Y'all don't do intros like this no more. Because why did they eat down on this? You know what I mean? Like, this is a strong, fully intentional, fleshed out intro. For real. And I just love how like they even like acknowledge the intro within the song with like the lyrics, because they're like, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to let you in. Make sure you're listening from the beginning to the end. Take a seat for the show. Let it breathe. Let it flow. Like, what? Like, make sure you're listening from the beginning to the end, period. You better give them instructions on what to do when listening to this album, okay? Because some of y'all like to just skip through, but no, we created a masterpiece, so we're gonna need you to sit down, let it flow, relax a little, breathe a little, you know what I'm saying, and fully take this in and listen from start to finish and listen to it in order. Because I also saw Georgia say online that she really wanted everyone to be intentional with listening to the album in order, because they put a lot of work into the song placements, and you can clearly feel that when you're listening to it as an entire project. So 10, 10, 10s across the board. Give me face, 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 face. Yeah. Face card never declines. My God. Word to Beyonce. Like, they're eating down on this intro. Couldn't have asked for a better intro. Like, the vocals are dreamy. The production just feels so classic and timeless at the same time. The harmonies are just strong, going hard in the paint off rip. Like, you're literally just getting smacked upside the head with goodness, you know? And then it goes right into AAA, which is the title track, Access All Areas. This is a timeless, sensual R&B song. Like, what can I say? You know what I mean? Like, it's to the point. I'm in your city, boy. Come on and hit me up. Let's get it cracking. Like, what else do you need when it comes to that type of song? And I feel like the song just feels rich. It literally just gives rich auntie vibes. You know what I mean? Like, you can just hear that they got money on this song. Like, especially in the Access All Areas music video, like them going to the strip club, throwing those ones, like turning up in Vegas. Like, it's giving slot machine, it's giving drinks, it's giving shots. Like, we're here to turn up, we're here to have fun. Like, come, you know, join the ride. Like, down. And then from Access All Areas, it goes to In My Bag. Oh my gosh, the production on this song goes crazy. And I feel like them choosing Glorilla as a feature is such a good choice. Glorilla is turned up right now. Like, her album that she just released was so good. I haven't talked about it yet on the podcast, but I definitely need to, because she ate down on that project. And I really, really love her verse. Like, for her being like, yeah, FLO, world screaming, yeah, glow. Like, oh, what? Yeah, FLO, world screaming, yeah, glow. And then the fact that, like, during Glorilla's verse, the beat also changes and it gets kind of like Jersey. Like, come on, like, the beat change alone gives me chills every single time I listen to it. The music video was so cunt. It was so iconic. It was giving budget. It was giving their highest budget music video, in my opinion. Like, it had a storyline. It was giving Ocean's 8. Is that like the movie where like the girls are like stealing stuff? Like, oh my God. Like, outfits 8. Like, hair 8. Face card not declining. Glorilla, she looked gorgina in the music video as well. So make sure you guys check that music video out after this if you haven't already. Like, In My Bag is just so good. Like, I don't see me, no, I'm in my bag. My whip. Yeah, and also I really like the fact that this song just gives like confidence, you know? I love a good confident song. Like, it's literally just giving like, I'm okay with flexing. Like, every time you see me, you already know I'm in my bag. Like, I'm that bee, the freak, like, huh? And the fact that they have like such good choreography in this music video as well eats down. If you guys don't know, Sean Bankhead, he is an amazing choreographer. I love Bankhead from even before he was like popular in the way that he is now, where like everybody wants a Bankhead choreography moment. I did not know until yesterday that Bankhead was on the choreography for this, and he did so well. He always captures like the essence of what that artist needs and doesn't do too much. You know what I mean? Like, he was able to do a choreography that suits them so well. So love the choreography for In My Bag. Production is just so good. And I feel like harmonies on point. Walk Like This is the next song in the album, and we have had this song for quite a while. It was a song that we had already heard, but it just goes like, it fits with the rest of the album so well. I really love that it's a unique song, and I think that this song especially shows that they're truly the queen of bridges. I always say, like, when it comes to a FLO bridge, because at the end of the day, some of y'all be doing songs that are like a minute and 23 seconds, no shade, no tea, and y'all don't even be doing second verses, let alone bridges. You know what I mean? Like, FLO are going to give you a bridge down. So when they say all night I've been in this bed, he been in my head, I've been in his head. Right. Have you ever had Krispy Kreme? Was it crispy? Yeah. Right.
Have you ever had a Krispy Kreme? Have you ever gone to Krispy Kreme? Was it crispy?
No.
Yeah, right.
Like, 10. All night I've been in this bed, he been in my head, I've been in his head. Stop. Like, what? There's not much more to say about Walk Like This. It's a good song. It's great. Love it. 8 down. Then we have one of the newer songs that we hadn't heard yet called How Does It Feel? Oh my God. How does it feel? Oh my God, this song is so good. I feel like the beat just feels so like dynamic and like loud, but like in your face, but at the same time, like exactly what you need. Like, who cooked up this beat? I gotta see who's the producer on this beat, because oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. Like, this is truly one of my favorite songs, and especially with like Georgia starting off the song just had me gagged. And I feel like, once again, this song also radiates confidence. It's like, yeah, like it feels good to be with a baddie, right? Like, how does it feel to know that you're with the baddest? Like, that last girl you had, she was practiced. So like, make sure you know what you got type things. Love it down. But then you go from How Does It Feel into Soft. What the heck, guys? The transition from How Does It Feel to Soft is one of the most iconic transitions on an album to ever exist, is what I wrote down in my notes. In all caps. Georgia ate once again when she changed her voice a little bit on this song, where she's like, try me, you ain't had nobody like me, nothing underneath is whitey, but to make a movie spikely, try me, it's godly. Like, what? First of all, she's spitting, right? Like, she's eating, like, you're basically rapping. Like, you're giving bars. You're giving bars while singing the House Down Boots. Are you kidding me right now? Try me in. Come on. Soft is such a sensual, sexy song. It's like, it's giving grown and sexy, you know? It's just giving grown and sexy, and I can appreciate that. But the transition, though, was like eatery. I didn't even realize that the song had transitioned from How Does It Feel into Soft until I looked at my phone. And I'm like, oh, this is a whole new song. That's how you know the transition was eatery times 1,000, when you didn't even realize that it was a new song. So 10 on that as well. And then we go into Check after Soft, which I feel like is a good song to follow up after Soft. We had already heard this song before. Like I said, I did a music video reaction. It's everything. Renee's vocals, I feel like, stand out to me on this song. But then again, like, Renee is my bias. And I feel like the beat is just so cute. It's so dreamy. It's so girly. It just gives, like, I'm literally, like, twirling my hair, kicking my feet, and I'm thinking about my man. Like, I love my man, my man. Like, and we all need a song like that, you know? And then we go into On and On. This song feels so early 2000s, in my opinion. Like, it's early 2000s coded. I feel like if they were to do a music video for this song, it would be with, like, them standing out in the rain, like, giving trench coat, like, lingerie. I don't know. Like, I need something about rain. And if we were to get a video for this. Okay, this song just feels so nostalgic, but so fresh at the same time. And then with Renee starting off On and On, nothing like it. Nothing like it. And then there's like also so many different points where they do so many different things with their voice again on this song, where they're like, 'cause I need you on me. Like, what? Who is doing those type of things on the song? If you guys listen and you hear that part, like, you're gonna be gagged, like, down. So on and on, love, love, love it. And then it goes into Bending My Rules. Oh my gosh, this was a song that had been previously released as well, which I was kind of like feeling some type of way about it. I'm not even gonna lie, because I was telling my boyfriend, like, why do they keep releasing so many songs? I was scared that by the time the album came out, we would hear everything, you know, like, no shade, no tea. I'm like, I don't want to hear the whole album before we get the album. But in the end, with it having 16 songs, it still felt like we basically had 10 new ones. So I was like, okay, I'm still happy with that. But like, yeah, we had heard Bending My Rules previously, but once again, this song fits cohesively into the album. I feel like Bending My Rules is such a cute and sweet song. Again, this song just feels really dreamy as well. And I feel like it captures the feeling of falling in love perfectly. And especially like at the end, it just gives church too. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody like I want you. Period. Like, it's giving, come on, Sister Stella, Sister Renee, Sister Georgia. Yes. It's giving church choir leader, you know, like, take them to church. Oh my God. If you know, you know. You grew up in the church, you know, it's giving. We could be talking about God. I don't love nobody like I love God. Like, that's what that song could be giving for real. Like, love it down. It's so good. It's so beautiful. And then we go into Trustworthy interlude. Oh my God. Once again, just like I said with the intro being like one of the most iconic intros ever to exist, this interlude is one of the most iconic interludes of the century. Like, once again, if you were to look up the definition of what should an interlude sound like on an album, this is it. Again, it's so dreamy, and I feel like it serves as a good transition to get us into the second half of the album, because I feel like the first half of the album is giving Love a Girl Down. It's giving I love my man, but then the second half of the album gives like, these dudes need to act right, they need to fall in line, and they need to get it together stat. So, such a cute song. Like, oh my God, I feel like once again Renee stands out to me on the song, but then it's like their vocals and their harmonies are just literally flawlessly executed on this. And then of course it goes into Caught Up, and like I said, Caught Up is a song that is giving like, keep it cute, like, I'm gonna trust you, but I feel like the way that you're acting is giving a little sus. Like, that's basically the warning that they're giving their boy, like, okay, I don't know, you say you don't know that girl, but it's giving like you up to something, you up to no good. And I love that. Like, sometimes you just got to give a hitter a warning and be like, I'm onto you. So keep it demure, keep it mindful. And then I love how like at the end, I feel like the song tells a story, because in the end, he didn't keep it demure. He didn't keep it mindful, because they're like, well, you proved me right. You proved me right. You messed around and got caught up. Like, they literally said, don't get caught up, and you better make sure you come home on time. And then you didn't. So now you must face the consequences. Period. We love a woman that stands on business. And that's what Caught Up gives. I'm standing on business. After Caught Up, we go straight into I Would Hate to Be My Ex. And this song, of course, is iconic as well. I just love how they're never afraid to call out men in their songs when they have songs like this. And especially when they call out men for like being insecure. Like, there's a lot of times when these men can be very insecure in relationships, and they always try to act like women are insecure and they're the ones that are projecting. But it's like, no, the men can do the same thing as well. And sometimes it's like 10 times worse. And they address that basically in the song. And they talk about how like basically men can be insecure and then that causes them to fumble the bag. And I feel like I Would Hate to Be My Ex is giving, well, like, you didn't act right and now I'm up and you're missing out. And that's on period. Like, you're seeing me shining, you're seeing me on the billboards, I'm out here catching flights, and what are you doing? Looking like a loser. Bye. Sucks to suck. I would hate to be you. Wow, like, that is so cunty of them. So love that song. Down. Production A on the song. Also, once you finish I Would Hate to Be My Ex, the next song is Nocturnal, and the transition again with these songs is one of the best transitions of the century. Okay, I don't understand how much more I can make it clear to you guys that when they give transition, it's the best transitions that you could ever hear. Okay, because once it goes into Nocturnal again, I was like, oh, this is a totally new song. Didn't even realize it. Like, huh? I also love that this song is like also giving like another confidence booster type of song where she's just basically like, Georgia's like, I don't chase the bag chases me. It's a good flex song, and it feels like they're basically just being like, well, sucks to suck for you ladies. Like, some of y'all be sleeping, but I'm up getting to the bag. Like, what? And then, of course, like, the beat on this song, so good, so unique. And we also have another really, really good transition from Nocturnal into Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda, which is the next song. And this transition is so good once again. And I really feel like Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda is my favorite song on the album. Like, I've been sitting with it for this week and I'm just like, I don't know, I just can't stop going back to Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda. Like, because Renee on the chorus is literally just giving me life. Like, it's literally doing something to my spirit. And I feel like the song also gives a little bit of like JoJo, like Too Little Too Late, where it's like, you could have done more, but then you played me and now you're missing out. And I'm also kind of mad that I held it down. Like, I treated you right, but you didn't know how to act right. And then also like the beat just gives like Timbaland, you know? They sound so good on a beat like this. Shoulda, woulda, coulda been me and you. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, like, what? Shoulda, woulda, coulda ain't enough when it comes to us. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, like, on repeat. Honestly, this song is on repeat, but like the album is on repeat in general, and I feel like it goes by so quickly. And then I'm like, dang, 47 minutes is over. Take it to the top, ladies. Like, I'm ready to get back. Like, you think I'm not gonna take it back to the top and run it back to back to back to back? The freak. After we have Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda, we go into Get It Till I'm Gone, and this song is low-key tied with Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda as like favorite for me. I can't really tell now that I think about it, like, if I love Till I'm Gone or Get It Till I'm Gone or Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda more. I don't know, like, they're both tied for number one, but like, why does the beat on Get It Till I'm Gone go incredibly hard? Like, the harmonies over this trap like type of beat is magic. I need this song in the club right now. I need everybody to be turned up, twerking to Get It Till I'm Gone in the club in 2024. Like, that's how good this song is. And I feel like, once again, this song has a really good message where it's like, sometimes guys really don't know what they have until it's gone and they see you in somebody else's arms. So, you know, she had to get it through his head. Like, you know, at this point, he's not gonna change. He's not gonna change to like, get the frick up out of here. Sometimes you gotta have that moment of realization. You can try to change him, but if he's not gonna want to do it, he's not gonna want to do it. And sometimes they don't wake up until you're over it. Sometimes they don't wake up until you've had enough. And then it's a little too late. Like I said, no JoJo. So, Get It Till I'm Gone. Oh my God. That beat does something to me. And then after we have Get It Till I'm Gone, then we go into the last song in the album, which is called I'm Just a Girl. And I feel like I wrote down in my notes that this is their most unique song. It gives pop rock. And I feel like what Renee does with her voice, at the beginning is just like so incredible. Like, what's a girl gotta do to be seen? I'm trying to be what I don't see on the TV. Like, what? 8 down? Yeah. Was it crispy? Yeah. The message on the song as well is important, because I was like thinking about it and I'm like, wait, like, is this song like shade to the UK? Is this shade to the UK industry, the UK music industry? Because I don't know, you know, we've all heard reports of alleged racism in the UK within the royal family and like the Meghan Markle of it all. So it's like, do they really not want to see like black girls on TV over there or what? Like, I don't know. This is all alleged, but I just feel like that's the type of vibes that I get from this song. Like, what is the beef? Is there beef with the UK music industry or not? Because it feels like they're trying to say, like, we're trying to be what we don't see on TV over here. And then you give us a spotlight, but then you tell us that we're not right. And then you wonder why people go over to the States. Ooh. Ooh. Word to Nikki. When they said, and you wonder why people go over to the States, that felt like, okay, girl, something is going on with the UK over there. Is that why they're always over here? Because it's like, is it giving we're not welcomed in the UK, allegedly? What is the tea? I feel like they're trying to tell us something between the lines on this song. But unfortunately, you know, all artists go through it when it comes to the industry, and it feels like they are no different. They're like, listen, we've gone through adversities as well. And also, like, when they talked about how they want women to like shut up and look good in the industry, and then when they try to use their voice, it's basically like, well, I guess you're saying that I'm just a girl and I don't know nothing. It's basically what it seems like they're trying to say, where it's like, well, every single time I try to do something, then you act like I'm just a freaking idiot. So I guess I'm just a girl, huh? I'm just a stupid girl in your eyes. And it's kind of giving a slap in the face to everybody who's tried to like hold them back, you know? And it's like very clear that they want to be changed in the industry. They want to be a representation for young black girls to look up and be inspired by. And it seems like some certain powers that be are holding them back, and that's not cool. So really, really love this song. I just feel like it gives like pop punk type of like energy. I said from the beginning that it's basically like their version of like Megan Thee Stallion's TYG. Because if you guys ever heard on Megan Thee Stallion's last recent album, her deluxe, she did a song called TYG. And that was giving like rock type of influence, you know? And I think that this just proves that like black girls, just like Beyonce, can do any freaking genre that they want to, and they're going to tear the house down boots. So love that. And then especially with the fact that like whenever they've been doing interviews so far, people are asking them what's their favorite song on the album, and they've been saying, I'm just a girl. So it's like, this seems like it's a really personal song to them. And even if you didn't know that that was their favorite, like, you can tell that there is a personal message in the song from listening to it. So I really, really love that. And I'm just so proud of you ladies for using your platform, using your voice to send a message through this song. I mean, I was just like thinking about it, and I'm just like, dude, between Eternal Sunshine with Ariana Grande and Charlie XCX Brat, now Access All Areas with FLO, like, what is the album of the year? What is the album of the year? Like, I have just been hit back to back with banger after banger this year. And then honestly, like, 2024 has been such a good such a good year. I'm sorry, for just women in music, period. Ariana, like I said, Charlie XCX, Lotto, Doechie's been turned up, JT's been turned up, FLO. I mean, I don't even know. I'm sure I'm missing like so many other women in the industry who have like really been on point this year. But like, oh my God, like what a time to be a woman right now, huh? As far as the music industry goes, a little bit scary when it comes to the political side and trying to take away our reproductive rights. Ooh, that got dark. Anyways. But yeah, so like overall, I'm just so extremely happy with this album. Like I just could not be more proud of them, and especially with them just being like, now you see why it took us so long. I see. And I was patiently waiting. Okay? Because at the end of the day, their first 2 EPs were enough for me to continuously keep being on repeat. Every time any one of those songs come on, I'm still turning up to it. Okay, because their music is just that good. It doesn't matter how many times I listen to it. Every time I listen to the song, it feels like the first time I'm listening to it again. And that's rare. You know, I feel like that's rare when you have an artist like that, to where it does not matter how many times you hear that song, it's going to feel like the first time every time. FLO is one of those artists for me. So yeah, I love it. And then with them announcing that they're going on tour, at first they only announced that they were going on tour like in the UK, and I'm like, dang, I'm sad about that. But then they just announced that they're going on tour in North America. Like, yes. And I'm really excited because last time, like I said, I went to see them in 2023 in Chicago, but it takes me about like 4 hours to get to Chicago. So like I always have to make it like a trip. But this time they're coming to Detroit, and that's only about like an hour away from me. So I'm like, yes, now I don't have to like spend money on a hotel and all of that travel. But at the end of the day, like I would do it at time and time again for my girls. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it effed up. But I'm just glad that I don't have to this time around. And they're finally coming to the D, and that's, you know, a lot closer for me. So I can't wait for a tour next year. So the day that I'm recording this, tickets go on sale for pre-sale tomorrow. So I'm really hoping that I'm able to get my tickets. I saw something about VIP. So I'm like, ooh, maybe I can get some VIP tickets. Like we're ready. Just got paid this morning, actually. So before I pay any of those bills, I need to make sure I'm seeing what those tickets are talking about first. You know what I mean? Like I gotta put me first. Oh my God, no. Like this album literally has me like astral projecting. Like I'm not me right now. But yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, so now that we're done talking about the FLO album, I also wanted to give you guys a freaking update, because last week I told you guys about the fact that I was going on a tour for an apartment that I was thinking about, because you guys know that I'm like planning on moving in February. And tell me why this apartment tour once again did not fall through. I am so over this specific apartment. And I was mentioning, I think last week, that I was so excited to tour this place because I used to live there in middle school before my parents divorced. So I am very familiar with the area. I've lived in the apartment complex before. So I was excited. And on top of that, it's like a little bit closer to my mom's house. So I'm like, okay, you know, that would be nice. And I mentioned that I'd been trying to get a tour of this place since this August, but every time I would call, they would say they didn't have nothing to show me and they're renovating or some. Like it was always some excuse as to why they couldn't show me anything. And so in August, you know, they kept saying they'll call me back. Here it is, November. I still haven't heard anything, and I'm just like, I just want to tour something. So I finally scheduled the tour after, you know, them making me jump through hoops to even get it scheduled. That was a whole thing. And then I finally am like getting ready to go, like maybe like an hour before it's time to leave. I checked my email and I saw that they had messaged me at 9 a.m. that morning saying, sorry, we can't give you a tour of the unit that you requested because it's rented out. I never said I wanted to like do a tour of one specific place. At this point, just show me something. Even if you just show me a 1-bedroom at this point or something, like I just want to see it, because it's been, you know, quite a while since I lived there. So I just, you know, want to go inside. Like at this point, it was my top contender. I just wanted to see. So that kind of pissed me off, because I'm just like, girl, I have literally been getting the runaround with you guys since August. And then every single time I talk to you, then you always be a little smart with it and be like, well, I don't know what we're going to have in February. And it's like, I know that. I just want to tour a unit. So the fact that they like canceled my tour is just like so ghetto to me. And I honestly just feel like the customer service that I've gotten from them just really isn't like the best in my opinion. And it's like, okay, you guys are not giving me the best impression of your community, because I can't even get a simple tour from you guys, let alone if I move in, how much, how difficult is it going to be to get like maintenance or something like that. And I feel like my standards are already like really high when it comes to like wanting a good like communication with office staff, because like the office staff at my current apartment literally freaking sucks, and I hate our property manager, and I quite literally have beef with this lady. Like, no, she's literally the worst. So I'm already just like extra triggered when I feel like I'm not feeling like wanted or welcomed in this new apartment that I'm like seeking out. So I'm like, okay, well, that sucks. So then I had to text Juwan, and I'm like, he was planning on coming home early and everything, and just for you to cancel the tour, like, what? That's so stupid. And then for some reason I like went and like looked up the apartment again, and I went to go look at the reviews, and I saw a review from like a week ago. And tell me why the review was basically complaining about the lady that I had been talking to since August, and saying like how much the office staff sucks, and how they like feel like they're a little bit racist, and that they don't want Black people like in their property, and they feel like if they weren't Black, their issues would have been taken care of by now. And basically saying like to say that they're a Karen is like an understatement, and how they have like cracks in the foundation of the apartment that haven't been taken care of, and the fact that they need a new carpet, and the carpet hasn't been taken care of. And they also said that they've been getting respiratory infections because of the mold that has taken over their apartment. And then they included several pictures showing the bottom of their furniture, and it's covered in hella mold. And I'm just like, you know what? This is a sign that clearly I don't need to be at this place, because if I can't even get a tour, and I'm having to run around from these people since August, and then on top of that I see this review talking about respiratory infections and potential racism, it's like, it's a chop. So I ended up replying back to the lady, and I'm just like, you know what, don't worry about calling me back, because I already know that you probably won't, because I had to call you to even get this tour scheduled, because you said you would call and you didn't. I'm no longer interested. And, apparently like you don't want me there because I've been trying and you keep giving me excuses. So forget about it. And then she called me back the next day and was like, oh, hi, this message is for Kristen. I think we might have like a misunderstanding. And the phone cut off. So I'm like, I don't know if like the call disconnected or she hung up or what. But she was like, and it went off. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just take this as a sign. I feel like the ancestors are trying to tell me something about this place. It's not the same community that it used to be when I used to live there. So that's a chop. So then I was feeling like really discouraged, because I'm just like, well, like, I guess I got to start from like, zero again and reconsider like our options for places. But I did find like another property that like we had already toured. And I'm just like, you know what? F it, we ball. Like, I might just actually go with this place, because I was just trying to be cheap and like find something cheaper, even though I basically already knew the apartment that I really, really wanted from the jump. But after talking about it in therapy, I feel like my therapist was kind of just like, girl, I understand like you're trying to be like responsible and like come up with all of these other like options that are cheaper. But at the same time, it's not like this place is like that much more expensive than the other options. Like, this place is basically like $150 like more in rent than all the other places that I've been looking at. So she was like, that's not even that much. Like, I basically spend that in like DoorDash. You know what I mean? So I can buckle up and like pay the extra coin. And she was just like, because at the end of the day, like, you have to put your mental health and your comfort first, and like the aesthetic that you want is also like so important for your mental health as well. And it's like, if you already know that this is the place that you want, it's definitely an upgrade from the place that I have now, because this is truly like a starter apartment. And like, don't get me wrong, it's nice, but like I've mentioned in other episodes, like there's so many issues that I have with the way that things are handled here. So this place really would be like an upgrade. And she's just like, you work hard and like you live in a 2-income house. Like you can afford to pay, you know, just a little bit extra to be comfortable, and, you know, you deserve to get the place that you really want. So it's like, I understand you're trying to feel like you need to come up with all of these other options, but it's like, why? And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like my anxiety just feels like it always has to like be like, well, no, but what if something, I don't know. I just don't know, guys. I really don't. I don't know why I make everything harder for myself. Like, why was I trying to not have this be my number one option for financial reasons when I know that I can afford it? It's just my mind was telling me that I still needed to just try to find something cheaper that I don't like as much, because I feel like I don't deserve to like, or it wouldn't be responsible to spend a little bit more money for the place that I really want. I don't know. So that apartment fell through, but in the meantime, I think I'm just going to go pursue my option number one and stop playing around for real. So everything happens for a reason. Also, update number 2, guys, I was telling you how like I was having trouble with like the TikTok shop and all of that, but your girl has been making sales. So if you follow me on my coloring account at Coloring with Kristen on TikTok or Instagram, I appreciate you. Everything will be linked in the description on YouTube, or if you're listening on Apple and Spotify, so you can find my account. I also have an Amazon storefront, so that way you can get the products that I'm using, and I do earn commission from that as well. So that will support making more content for you guys. And I have a wish list that I mentioned last week. If you want to support the channel and my coloring account and everything like that, you can purchase something from the wish list. But yeah, like at first I was, you know, struggling a little bit, but now like the sales are coming in and I'm feeling really good about that. And then on top of that, Ohuhu, which I told you guys is like basically the company that makes the markers that I really love, like the really, really high end markers. They finally acknowledged me and they sent me some products, and I'm just like, oh my God, like guys, you know, I made it when I'm getting PR from Ohuhu. They sent me this 48 piece pastel alcohol marker set, and oh my God, I'm in love, because I had my eyes on the pastel set for the longest time because the colors are so freaking pretty, but I was trying to be responsible and make sure that like I didn't go overboard. So I hadn't bought them yet, but when I reached out to them, they sent them to me. And then they also sent me the 24 skin tone set as well for their markers. So that will be linked on my Amazon storefront in the description, like I said, on YouTube and Apple and Spotify, if you guys want to check that out. So thank you so much to Ohuhu for acknowledging me. I've really been putting a lot of hard work into my content across all areas with the podcast and coloring. So it really just feels like everything is falling into place, and, you know, people are, and businesses and brands are recognizing that you can, you know, bet on me and you'll be good. So that feels really, really good. And also it's been 3 months since I've been in the coloring community, and I hit 1K on my coloring Instagram. Oh my gosh. So thank you so much to everybody who does follow my coloring Instagram. It's so nice. I was saying that it took me 10 months to reach 1K on my podcast account, but in 3 months I reached 1K on the coloring account, and I'm like, you know what, I'll take it. So if like I said, if you haven't already followed me on there, make sure you follow me. And then I also have my socials for the podcast at A Little Bit of Lot Podcast on TikTok, Instagram as well. So everything will be linked in the description. So yeah, like I said at the beginning of this episode, if you're watching on YouTube, give this video a like, comment down below to let me know what you thought about the topics today, and subscribe. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, rate that 5 stars, leave a review. And with that, I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Cause I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with y'all.